Well, welcome everybody. It's Sunday. Yay, Sunday.
Good
Well, I shouldn't say
evening.
yay Sunday. I shouldn't
Well,
say
yeah,
yay
gotta go
Sunday.
back to work tomorrow.
But welcome to Truth or Tinfoil. And of course, you know who I am. I'm Brandi, and that's Randy. Oh, that way.
Howdy.
Randy over there.
Yeah, I'm over
And
here.
yeah. And today we're going to be looking at some well-known pictures. A lot of well-known pictures, actually. Because there's a lot of controversy out there right now about different pictures. And I'm like, ah, some of them
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way they could have faked that. And there's other ones I'm like,
How does anybody believe
I
it's
just
not?
don't know. So
Yeah,
that's why we have everybody in chat to give us what they think too, so we can figure it out
exactly.
together. Before we get started, though, I want to go through the channel lineup.
Yep.
Mondays at 6 p.m. Central, it's Danielle Diva and the Diva Dimension. At 8 p.m., it is Texas Front Porch with your favorite co-host, me. Okay, not Tex, it's me.
Yeah, I don't care
Tuesday,
about text.
Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, it is Beyond BMR with Bigfoot Michigan Rob. On Wednesdays at 7 p.m., it's Donnie Cho Says Stuff. At 8 p.m., it is Barton Unley and Inhumanoids with his wife, Letitia. Oh, and don't forget, Chris is on with Bigfoot Michigan Rob on Tuesday nights. I keep forgetting. She was on the other show so long. On Thursdays at 12 p.m. Central, it is Brunch with Bigfoot Michigan Rob. And 8 p.m. Thursday nights is Blondes and Booze. And you can catch us again on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Central with Blondes, Booze, and the Woo. As of right now, we do not, I repeat, we do not have a show. But we do have a new podcast coming on in February with Monica Rollins.
Hmm.
So that's going to be real fun. We're going to wait for all the details on that. On Sundays at 5 p.m. Central, of course, it's us with Truth or Tinfoil. And at 6 p.m., Tex and Danielle Diva do Infamous Minds at their new time. So make sure you tune in after this show and they'll be coming right on. Of course, like I've said before, Randy and I have started up this new channel of Truth or Tinfoil. We started off with 0. So if you would please, please, please go on over to Truth or Tinfoil and please subscribe, like, and hit the notification button. I don't care where you chat. I would just like you to please, please go over to that channel.
Pretty much, yes. We would enjoy it if you're there. Click the like, click the subscribe, click everything you want. My daughter's over there right now coming in from England talking to me. I'm like, wow, I get to visit with my daughter while I'm sitting here doing this. Yay, me. She's probably going to call me out on a lot of stuff knowing her. So, okay.
Right? Right?
You've met her. You know how she is.
That's why I said letter.
Like I could stop her. Yeah, right.
Exactly, exactly. All
So,
right.
so
Let's go ahead and talk about this first one. Now, what happens is Randy finds all these pictures and everything, and then he flips them up on here, and I have to decide, and he's going to talk about them and see where they actually come from and when they were made and all that kind of other stuff.
yep.
And we
Okay.
all as a group are going to figure out what we think. Is this truth or is it tinfoil?
Exactly. Which one would you like to go through first?
I don't know. I don't know.
You
Give
don't
me
know. You're killing
no.
me.
Let's
Okay,
start.
we're going
Let's
to Champ.
Okay, let's go to Champ.
We're
If you
going
don't
to
know who
Champ.
Champ is Nessie's cousin.
Out of Lake Champlain on the border of Vermont, New York, and Canada. Here's one of the first ones, probably the most famous one, actually. Now,
Okay. Yeah, okay. So this picture, we've got pretty much the head sticking out and the back of it.
hmm
This one here, out of any of them, out of that area, if I had to say it was real, I would say this one is.
yeah, because
Whatever
like
it is, it's in there.
Yeah, because it's into the water, whatever it is, it's into the water. Now we're far enough away. It's obviously pixelated. It's obviously uh, something that it is not superimposed into the water. You don't see any of the telltale white lines through here
Right.
for something that would have been actually superimposed or put in with Photoshop. There's going to be something of a remnant unless somebody sat there pixel by pixel by pixel by pixel to blend it in. And we wouldn't be able to see that at this pixelization to start with.
Well,
So
when was this picture put out? Do you know what year?
this picture, if I'm not mistaken, was 1991.
Oh, that would still be very difficult for them to do.
Yeah, at that time, because you're talking about film. Now
Right.
you can do all the digitizing but this is what this here is what gets me because it is actually into the actual water. The water comes over
Right.
the and there's not an obvious break, from the water line to the back. It's like it actually comes out of the water.
Yeah, honestly, the yeah, like you said, it's all pixelized and the
Yeah.
way that the water is actually over its neck and back area there.
Yeah.
I
It,
I can't spot anything that would say to me that this picture is fake.
no, I can't either. Now, could it be something that was put out there and taking a picture at a certain, much like the surgeon's photo was? Could it have been done like that? Yeah. But the surgeon's photo made it for so long because it was actually something coming out of the water, not something that was pasted over or faked as far as the photo itself went. It was staged, but it wasn't a fake photo. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
this
there's
one,
it
yeah,
we don't have a good size of the waves. Obviously, we don't know for sure what size these waves might be. We don't know if this is a rock right here or if this is something part of the creature or part of whatever's in the water. We don't know. But the neck right here seems to be coming off of this. Now, could it be swimming away and see this dark area here? Could this be part of the body here? And these are like flippers.
well, I never looked at it like that. If it were that, because they, in the drawings, what they say it looks like, it does have type of like seal-like flippers.
Yes, exactly. Which what everybody believes it was a plesiosaur, which I'm still not buying all that, but still, that's what a plesiosaur would be flippers up there, and he'd be like he's swimming away from us as you're looking at it.
Yeah.
So once again, it's throw it out there. I can't say yes or no on it right now, obviously.
Right. Yeah. Well, Aggie
And
Joy says if Vermont had seals, it almost looks like a seal twisting. To me,
yeah,
it could be a walrus flipper coming up, and then the
yeah,
part that we're looking at, you said it could be a rock or whatever, could be the head.
yeah, very well could be. And once again, we don't know enough about the picture. What I could find on it was just taken by this guy, but you're not going to find a walrus or I don't know for sure. I guess if they had seals there, I would say maybe, but you're talking about an inland lake. It'd be like a seal getting into the Great Lakes.
Right. Right.
So,
Which, of course,
uh,
the Great Lakes are big enough. Who knows? Who knows
yeah,
about
there's no telling what
those?
they're the Edmund
Yeah.
Fitzgerald's out there. So, hey, it is
Yeah,
what it is.
exactly. If it sinks ships, it's pretty big.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. So,
um, I would say that on this picture, hi John. On this picture, whatever they caught, it is a true picture. But can I
yes,
say if it is Champ?
yeah,
No,
no,
no, I can't say.
I'm with you on that.
I'm on the
So,
fence about. I'm on the fence about that one. Pretty
yeah,
sure.
I,
I'm
I'm
a,
I'm up in the air on it too because, like I say, I can't decisively prove yes or no which way it goes with it, but I
yeah,
also can't decisively say it's fake. Like I said, it very well could be a staged photo, but not a fake photo. So
right. There you
that's
go.
kind of where I'm
Thank
sitting.
you. Very, very
All
well
right.
said.
So if we go past that one, here's the next champ photo, and I'll let you stifle your laughter because I had to laugh at this one when I first brought it out. All right, when I first looked at it, I'm sorry. I mean, um, I
I'm
can't
just
say.
I'm
Hi,
I'm
Nick. How you
here.
doing?
I'm just here. I can't. I can't.
I don't know. I don't know why somebody. Now, don't get me wrong. Look at it. If you look at it right here, you can see the wake behind it. You can see
Yeah,
the
you
wake,
can.
but this is not what's making that wake.
No.
And
And I love the blow up picture they've got in the corner. That's just absolutely
it
fabulous.
will be a red circle. Okay, it might as well be a red circle.
Does it not look like what is that? What is that? Uh the dinosaur movie that has Littlefoot. That reminds me of like Littlefoot swimming right there.
The Land Before Time was that one? Was it
That's
that one?
that one with Littlefoot. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Now
I,
Aggie
I'm
Joy's
not
got that
sure.
right too. Looks like a dog coming out of the water. Very well could
Yeah,
be. 'Cause I don't know
right?
what's over here, and this looks like a shallow area over here, so it looks like it's heading towards shore.
It could be definitely a dog.
It very well could. I mean, I can't tell for sure, obviously, with the way it's taken and how far it's taken. But here's the other thing, and I'm going to zoom this in so you can see this here real quick. As you look at this, do you notice that white aura around it?
Oh, I see the white ring. Yeah.
The white ring around that, to me, and it shows it here too. A lot of people look at that and think immediately that's superimposed, or that's a paste job out of
That's a Photoshop.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Because look back here, same things out here under these structures here. So
Right.
did somebody put that in there and stick those out there to make it more viable? I can't tell you. I mean, because if you're looking at this and you look at the wake, that kind of looks like it might be a hump coming out, but it's not. It's wake. It's wake of whatever that is with its head out right here. And they put something over the top of it, from what I can say. Poncho said it may have said it right. It might have been a Great Dane.
Yeah. Or
John
something.
says it looks like a boxer.
Yeah.
So that could be just like Aggie Bell said, and all of the. It could be. It looks like it could be a dog, and I didn't realize it until she had said that. But yeah, a dog coming out of the water. Because over
Yeah.
here, once again, this looks
It
like
looks shallow.
yeah, it looks shallow and calm compared to what it's coming out of. So somebody threw something out for the dog. The dog's bringing it back.
Oh.
Hey, Moon. So I think we can probably write that one more than likely off.
Yeah, like I said, I just
Are
I
you
do
prepared?
not I've already done it. I mean, I do not believe that this thing is
Yeah.
real. It shows the signs of being photoshopped some, and if it is a dog, I mean, maybe they took out its ears or whatever.
Donnie's got it right. Donnie's got it right. It's Dog Man swimming.
There it is, 1000%. Or was
Yep.
that 10? It's
That's what he
1000%.
said. Yeah, 1000%.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Anyway,
I'm
okay.
dropping my stuff on the floor here. Go ahead.
All right, we got one more champ one.
Okay, let's go with Champ. Let's see what's
We're
happening.
going with champ. Champ. Let's look at champ. This is supposedly, if I'm not mistaken, I saw this one. This was actually taken in a digital time frame in the like 2005, 2008 time frame, if I'm not mistaken.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is definitely photoshopped.
Yes. There,
Definitely photoshopped in there.
and when we say that, we looking at the first one you saw versus this one. I'm going to zoom up right here where the creature's at. Okay. Remember when I said it looked like it flowed out of the water? This
Yeah,
does not flow out of the water. It
right.
is on top of the water and doesn't even look like it goes into the water at all.
Right. I mean, because if you sit there and then you look at the neck and the head of it, it looks like that is like really super clear
Yeah.
to where the rest of the picture has a little bit of blur and pixelation to
And,
it.
and there's just no shadow of what should be right there as far as the neck or body.
Yeah, there's no shadow. There's no reflection on the water. We've got
Yeah.
nothing. We got
And
nothing.
the size of it, and you see the sailboat right here, and that's pretty good
Yeah.
size sailboat, probably a 20 footer or thereabouts. But the more I look at this, the more I'm like, okay, what's making this wake right here first? And we know we're in a decently deeper part because we got an anchor line right here,
Yeah.
and the sailboat's anchored. You got a buoy here, so it's a relatively deep area. Okay, so what would be making this little bit of wake? Well, like we had talked about earlier on, my personal opinion, small boat most likely is going across here, and what they did, they superimposed and photoshopped this figure over the top of the boat, and it did enough to blend in where they could right through here. Because you these wake, see these wake waves right here, or
Yeah.
they're waves. They're not really wake. These are just little rippled waves. They stop right here, and nothing comes out from here like waves. When you make wake, it does this behind you. It V's out. This wake isn't doing that.
It's just like it looks like a snake just going
Yeah.
through. It's just
Or I thought boat, like I said before, but without that the wake that should be there, it makes me think it could be a beaver. It could be being small, but that's an awful big wake for a beaver. So quite frankly, a sturgeon capping could have made that wake too.
uh-huh.
Just as the fins, the scales off the back could easily made that wake.
It's not a small
So
fish.
no, it well, sturgeon can get to 20 foot long.
Exactly.
So it but something's making the wake, and that picture has been superimposed over whatever they think is making that wake.
Yeah, because definitely the head has been photoshopped in there.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yes.
There's no doubt. It's
No
just too
doubt.
too perfect, and it's
Yeah. Just
so
just no doubt.
whatever's making the wake, I'm thinking is more towards the back hump, and then that little spot coming out. It
Yep.
might be in there of what's making
Yeah.
the wake.
It that's what I'm thinking. This right here is what is doing it, but I think they still kinda augmented this somewhat, the hump right here. I'm
Right.
betting, that could easily be that right there could easily be the tail of the sturgeon. That could be a tail of a sturgeon coming out of the water right there.
Moon says tinfoil.
Thank you.
Tinfoil. Thank
Thank you.
you. Yeah,
Definitely. Here we go. Got it again.
okay, yeah, because this is definitely a tinfoil moment because I'm
Yeah.
telling you that head is not right.
It doesn't belong there. It does
N-
not belong.
No, it kind of
But we
reminds me
got
of
some
an
y
emu neck and head.
that's a good call, ostrich or emu.
Yeah,
I
that's what
didn't
I
even think
say.
about that.
Yep,
Yeah, that would work there too.
yep,
Actually, if they took an emu and put it up, that would account for this and that. If they did
could,
it just kinda superimpose it below the surface and just laid it
could,
like that,
yep,
that's the back of an ostrich wings and such, the
it could
plumes.
be.
I still think that this might be actual part of the fish, though,
Yes,
the
Aggie,
sailfish or something.
that was my point is to become a Hershey's Kiss.
Ew. Yeah,
All
my
right.
daughter has a smart comment for everything and everybody. Yeah. Okay, so we pretty much gone with that one. Now I should be getting into some Cressies here, but I'm gonna pull this from the stream first so I can make sure. I want to make sure I'm not giving you something that ain't supposed to be up there, even though it's all in the right files, but it'd be stuff we'd already covered. So,
Right.
all right, so here we go. This is what's called Cressie, and I'm gonna give you a quick lesson on Cressie. Cressie is
Mhm.
essentially Nessie and Champ all together. It's an eel-like lake monster said to be in Crescent Lake in Canada. Okay, now this is supposedly Cressie. I don't know what they're saying is supposedly Cressie, and I don't know how they could say this is supposedly Cressie because these look like floaters coming out off of a bank that would either have net below them or some sort of suspension device as far as for water. Anybody lives it's ever lived on a lake? No, you pull most time you pull your water from the lake, and you
Uh-huh.
have to have a floater for some suction or to keep the line up to keep it from going too low and getting silt and such. So
Uh-huh.
could it be that? Yeah, it could be that. I'm assuming. But either way, these are man-made. These here are man-made.
Well, you know what they remind me of? You know how sometimes they put those inflatable hoses up around swimming areas?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
to
what it
rope it off.
right. And that's what it looks like to me, and it got
Yeah,
dislodged
yeah,
from where it was at and kind of floated a little bit.
I can see that.
Because if
I
you
can see
see
that.
the middle part where it goes, then you see a yellow spot there.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, the one in
Or
the middle. Yeah,
oh,
there you
this?
go. Yeah.
Yeah,
See that yellow
yeah,
spot right there?
yeah.
That looks really suspicious of
Yes, I think so
swimming
too. Because
pool
once
barriers.
again, yeah, once again, when you zoom in too, you see that telltale white line again, where something was superimposed. But see, when it comes back, it looks like it goes under the
Under
water
the
right here,
water.
and it goes in properly, and it's got an actual reflection through the water. But I mean, even if it did that, it could be part. Where does this one go? You know, couldn't this be part of that? Because this area looks to me like it's been put out there, and this has
Yeah.
been set there to be make it look like a snake or eel.
Pancho Zorch says could be an escaped oil boom.
That's very true too. But we're talking about Crescent Lake. I don't know how many oil booms really are up there though.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, we are talking
So
about Canada. I don't know how they are about their environment stuff. I have no idea. I don't know if they would have one installed in a fresh lake.
yeah, and Aggie
That
Joy says,
that would be
yeah, it
hard to say.
looks like it's photoshopped with a 3D model, and that very well could be. And that's why that's why you have you notice on these other that we know are out there man-made portions right here. Where do you see the sun reflecting on anything? But it's supposedly reflecting right here. That's what it looks like. It is supposed to be a sun reflection. Why is that one brighter than the rest?
Right? Moon at Noon says used for painting boats. I
Okay.
mean, because it looks like I said, it looks like a bunch of hoses. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it looks like to me. Hey, Crystal, that's what it looks like. Is just a bunch of hoses. But then again, we've got to think about where it's at. It's in a freshwater lake.
Yeah. Exactly. And a freshwater landlocked lake.
Yeah, landlocked. So we have to consider environmental compliances and whatever they do in Canada. And
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
with you
I
on
don't
that one,
know.
Indy.
I'm saying it looks like something that they would have roped off a swimming area with that
Yeah.
got dislodged or something or
Something.
um
Yeah. Either way, it's man-made, is what we're thinking. So
yeah, yeah,
there's nothing to show. I mean, maybe you could say, okay, well, this looks like a snake-like body. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but a lot of that stuff in the water like that, what that floats and is limber like that, it looks like a snake's body if you ain't looking close or not paying attention to what's going wrong. Because I still can't explain where this one goes to versus this one. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
What would make more sense to me if that this one was what came around here, and this was actually part of this line going out toward the left. That
All
would
right.
make more
So
sense to me.
right. Pancho says Crescent Lake is on an island off Canada's coast.
Really. But
Yeah.
this lake is inside the island though. It's actually in the island,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah, fresh water. Hmm.
yeah, it's all
It's
fresh
supposed to be
water.
fresh
So
water.
that's everything I read. Now all it said was landlocked. So did I look it up on a map? No, I didn't look it up on the map. I didn't have time. I didn't think about it because I was like I'm too busy saying this can't be what they're saying is Cressie. It just can't be. Now the next one might be a little
Wait,
bit, but this one, what
I was trying to say, what is up with that left edge? Looks weird.
this right here, this part
I
over
don't
here is I'm
know.
assuming what she's talking about. It looks like a
Yeah,
frayed end to me.
yeah, kind of.
Looks like a
Absolutely.
frayed end of some sort of connector. Yeah, it looks just like a frayed end. Okay, Poncho's got it right. I mean, obviously, Crescent Lake must have a that. It's got to have some sort of easy way between the two. Then,
Right.
so it may have more of the seals and walrus types that we wouldn't see anywhere else.
Well, if it is a passage between the two types of water, I mean,
Yeah, you got to have
eels
brackish
could
water.
pass through. I'm assuming they could
Yeah,
pass through.
but that's not a moray and it's not an eel. So, but
It's two cylinder shaped. The shape
exactly.
is really cylinder, circular.
There-
An eel is we all know what they look like.
Yeah,
Um,
and and Poncho's probably got it right. There may be another Crescent Lake that I don't know, but I don't think so. I think we're talking about the same lake. I really
yeah,
do. So,
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's just I didn't look it up, so I can't. This picture though, yeah, yeah, it's. I'm gonna have to say, no way.
well, yeah, and I mean that's absolutely true. I mean, you got to think about it too, is because we have, of course, the Mississippi River,
Yep,
and we got sharks swimming up in it. So
yep.
there
We
you
got
go.
bull sharks. Yeah, bull sharks go
Yeah,
up to 200 miles, from what I understand. So,
yeah. So
okay,
I mean, I've not seen one yet, but
and he's right. I think that the oil bones look a little bit different than this, but you know, if they're submerged more, maybe something that we're not seeing or what. But either way,
yeah.
here's one that might kind of get it.
Yeah. Well, Noon says they also use them when refueling. In some cases, it contains oil spills. Yeah, and
Yeah,
that was my first comment when I said that.
yeah,
When I
like
was
pig
talking to
pillows.
Brandi about it, I said it looks like something that would contain an oil spill.
Yeah, like a pig pillow, like a pig pillow would. Is what? Sorry, hazmat guys. Pig pillow is what we call the containment pillows that help corral and contain hazardous spills. So pig pillow is what we always call
All right, you're gonna have to explain to me what I'm looking at because I have
them. Okay.
never seen this photo.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it because I forgot about it in the system. This is supposedly Cressie. This is supposedly Cressie. Now, I'm with Poncho on that one. There, there's absolutely no way you could tell me that's Cressie, but that is
No, that
supposedly a
looks
picture
like
of
an
Cressie.
otter.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to bring it up. I was like, listen, you could see the ears, you could see the nose, and there's the tail, and everybody knows
It
that
looks like
when
they got a
otters.
close up on an otter.
That's exactly what I was thinking. But and see there, look how close it is to the shore. There's the rocks from the shore up here.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so who came up with this? I don't know, and said it was Cressie. I have no earthly idea. So, but as you can see, I don't know of any credible pictures that I have been able to find of Cressie to start with. So I grabbed a couple and said, "Hey, let's take a look at this one." And the more I looked at this, I was like, I got to spring this on people, see what they actually get it." But because so actually, I thought at first when I started looking at it, I was like, "That's a beaver," because I looked at the head. Then the telltale is right here. That tail coming out of the water is exactly the way a otter would come out and his locomotion. Look at the wake he's leaving right there.
Right.
But no eel. That's definitely not an eel.
Nope.
And is it a sea otter? But no, it's a river otter. There's no doubt that is a river otter.
Yeah, because that looks like river rocks.
Exactly. So I don't even know if this was actually taken at Crescent Lake.
And you can see the rocks when you're looking to the left side of the screen where the water is not disturbed and you're looking straight down, you can see the rocks in it.
Yeah, exactly. And you can actually see it on the screen that we're looking at right here. You could see these better right here than I can on my actual screen looking at it. I could see them, but I can't actually see them with the clarity you're seeing. I've got more of a glare for whatever
Right.
reason. But
Right.
there, looking on this screen right here, you can see it clear as day. So they might be in 2 foot of water.
Right. Right. That's what, yeah,
So
that's what it reminds me of.
yeah. So I'm not even going to break out the tinfoil on that. This is just straight out somebody trying to BS, is what it is.
It's a true picture, but it is not Cressy.
It's not Cressie, and it was uploaded to a cryptid website as Cressie, and they put it up there. So everybody believe in the cryptids now, right? Because I mean,
Uh,
yeah.
That's so sad. That's sad.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm going to pull that one down because
That is an
it just
otter.
it just depresses me. So all
Well,
right,
yeah.
yeah. So anyway, let me back out of this over here now because I'm going to look at see if I've got a picture of the one I want to show because there's no real pictures of the one I want to show because there's never been an actual uh
Photo or video.
a photo or video. It's all been eyewitness accounts. And yes, I'm about to delve into the Mothman of West Virginia. Okay.
Ha ha ha.
Okay. Same site that I got the other ones from. I'm just going to throw this one out there. Same site I got this. Supposedly Mothman made an appearance at 9/11 in New York City. This is what this was supposedly the picture of.
They were calling this Mothman.
They were calling this Mothman.
Okay,
Now,
so we're looking at something flying in the sky over the city.
yes.
Um, and they've enlarged
He's
it
already
with a
seen it.
box.
Yep. There's our equivalent of the red circle, guys. All right. So, in fact, never mind. There is a red circle. Sorry.
And that looks nothing like a moth or a man. I'm just
No.
saying
Yeah.
that
You said earlier. What does it look
that
like?
100% to me looks like a dragon.
Yes.
Looks like a dragon.
Pancho says it's an eagle. Judging from the size they're trying to make it look like down here, that's one of the biggest eagles I've ever seen.
Yeah, look real close at that, Pancho, though. You can see that it has an elongated neck.
Yep.
I would expect to see something closer to the wing. Uh,
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm already going to tinfoil it. I'm telling you that right now because, quite frankly, you look at it, there's absolutely no way this is real because
no, no.
you see the news crews and stuff down there. Do you honestly think that would have happened in New York City on 9/11 and it wouldn't have been all over the world?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's
Absolutely.
straight out tinfoil, straight out tinfoil, straight out tinfoil all the way. But you like you said dragon, I said gargoyle because I like the gargoyle show from Disney. Okay, so uh, and that looks like one of the gargoyles when they were animated and flying around. That looked like a gargoyle. It also looks like what could be considered when they were doing the Justice League or the not Shazam movies, but the Black Adam movie when they were doing
Yeah,
that. That could have been Hawkman. It's got the same size and movement and such as what Hawkman had in the movie.
yeah. But doesn't it
So,
also look like something out of a B-rated movie?
oh yeah, oh
This
yeah.
this
No,
thing
no, you're
right
right.
here, like
That right there looks like you're in the Game of Thrones, looking off in the distance, and Mother of Dragons is coming for your butt. So
yeah, yeah. But we've had movies out there about dragons through the years, the 80s, 90s,
yeah,
2000s. We've had the I think I'm gonna have to go watch some to see if I see this scene in it
yeah,
because that's
exactly.
what it looks like.
It looks like from a movie scene. Cause see here, look at the military guy right here. I'll bring it down so you can see. Look, you got a guy in uniform right there. That being said, that uniform looks out of place to me right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is
They're all just kind of there.
looking that way.
Uh,
It's supposedly 9/11, and you can see something went down over here because there's
right,
smoke coming from it. So,
right.
is there enough? I don't know. Because I don't
Go
know
up
where this
go
is
up to
taken.
the blow up side. Go up to the
Okay.
blow up one and see if you can bring that as close as you can.
Okay.
Now tell me that don't look like a dragon.
Oh, there's no doubt. You can see it.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I can see where said that it was an angel.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at it, it could look like that. But look at the back end of it. It's feet type of.
Yeah.
It looks more like
And-
a dragon's back end. Is
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yep. And if you get even closer now, once again, remember we talked about the lines. There's those telltale lines of a
Yeah,
Photoshop.
And like I said, that image is too big to be a normal size bird. Even the California condor, which is one of the largest birds out there,
Yeah.
does not look like that.
Yep. So okay, let's look at
Because
the.
that's way
Oh,
back
he's
there. That's
right.
like, what's that?
Actually, well, Poncho say, look at the soldier's shadow on the ground, but it's actually correct because it's going out away right here, Poncho.
Mm-hmm.
It's going toward this other shade over here. This is from the other side of the street coming this way with a street sign. So his shadow is actually going in the right direction
No, wait a minute. The sunshine is coming down on the other side.
over here. It's coming from
No,
this side that way.
it should be coming from the right to the left, correct? Am I correct in
No,
saying
it
that?
should
The
be
right
come.
to the left.
No, it's
Because
coming. It's
look at
coming. I understand what you're saying. It's coming from the left to the right, though, because look right here. This shadow is from an area over here. That's coming across here. This has to be coming from a boom of something behind this area somewhere. You see what I'm saying?
or no.
Because this is definitely coming from this side over here. This
Yeah, because
shadow is coming because see, it falls right to him there and it stops.
yeah, but if you look at the sun hitting the police officer, it's hitting him on the right side and not the left side.
The police officer, which one?
Yeah, the one say or the lineman
The
or
soldier?
whoever's out there in the truck.
The soldier? Oh, in the
Yeah,
truck.
whoever that is. No,
See, because you're
that's
right, because look right here. It looks like this is coming from this way.
that's
Look at
right.
your shadow. It
That's
looks like it's
right.
coming from this, but this is coming
Yeah,
from that way. So
yeah.
what are we dealing with here? A
Exactly.
multi-conglomeration of BS? Or
Right,
is this
because
a
that's what I'm saying.
reflection?
The sun is going the opposite direction from what we're seeing, but all the
But
shadows are
could
all
this
over
be a
the place.
reflection from one of the buildings?
Or could that pole be one that's behind or sitting on the street we can't see, which is
Yeah.
possible.
You talk about this one right here?
Yeah, it could be
This
coming
one
from the other side.
over here?
Yeah,
Possibly.
and it,
Possibly, yeah. I mean,
but
because
the
this looks
problem
like it's
is
coming from that side too. And the shadows from
r-
there are coming this way.
right. But the problem being is where is that guy's shadow?
That's what he's saying. But it looks like when I first looked at it, it looks like it's going that way, but I can't really tell if it
Unless,
really is or isn't.
well, there it is. There it is. It's kind
Yeah,
of
you
like
see it?
blobby right there. It's
Yeah.
probably because the sun's kind of higher up in the sky, so his shadow
Uh,
won't be as pronounced. It'll be just kind of blobby if it's
it
straight
very well
up
could
or
be. It very well
yeah,
could be. I mean, it's just hard to say because, but Poncho's right in pointing that out. They are the tree shadows coming this way.
yeah,
This shadow's going that way to the right.
maybe,
This
maybe
shadow's coming from the left. It looks like, and his shadow is either going into those trees or is in this uh part of the shadow coming this way. Unless
could
this
be.
is more of it's you would have thought his shadow would have come out to here somewhere.
I'm just saying by the sun on the buildings, how it covers most
Hmm.
of the building, that it's higher up in the sky, which will make his shadow smaller and closer to him.
Yeah,
So I think that blobby
that's true.
thing underneath him is a shadow. And the
Okay,
shadow going across the street, the pole there is something that's out of the picture we can't
over
see.
here somewhere
Yep,
instead of back here. It's over here.
yep, yep. So
It's
I mean
got to
the
be.
sun is
It's
actually going
got
the
to
wrong
be.
way. Yeah,
Yeah.
the other way. That's fine. I mean, it
Okay.
takes a minute because you don't know where all these things are going
Yeah.
from. The pictures can be deceiving. That's why we're going through
Yeah.
them.
But either way, what we started on with this is definitely a no bueno.
No, no, I am definitely going with the tinfoil on that. That is
Okay.
a
I
big,
did it
huge
once already.
no.
You're late.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. It's just, mm, yeah.
Okay. So everybody knows the story of the Mothman.
Yes,
1966, and
yes.
you got these 3 or 4 people in West Virginia, and they see what they think is something like a winged humanoid with later on added. I found out as I was doing more research. Later on added the winged humanoid has these flaming red eyes. Well, that wasn't in the initial report from these people. It came on secondhand later on from another person who was involved in the story or whatever the case might be. Supposedly happened in November of 1966. They say it happened from 66 to 67. I can't find anything of 67 at all. All I can find is what happened in 66. Now, there might have been, half a dozen people later on in 67 maybe said they saw something, but the initial sighting took place in November of 66. In December of 66, I'm going to show this clip right here. In December of 66, a giant owl was killed on a farm in the same area. And we're talking about a giant barred owl. Somebody said it was a giant snowy owl. Somebody said a giant barred. You can't live on the difference hardly when you're talking about looking at them, because other than the barred owl having bars of black on it, they basically look the same in the face. Okay. So you've got a large owl with over a 5-foot wingspan.
Hmm.
I'm going to tell you
Well,
right now.
to everybody who is listening and not looking, this is a news article, by the way.
Yeah.
We're taking this
Yep.
information from the news article
Yep. And
because we
it
have no
says
pictures of the Mothman.
exactly. There's no real evidence out there that I've been able to find. Okay, and as I looked into this, even Joe Nickel came on it later on and said that it lends more to being a sandhill crane or some sort of crane in the area, or great blue heron. Which, if anybody's been out fishing on a lake in the D.C. or West Virginia area, or any area in the United States, really knows what a great blue heron is. It's that gigantic bird that looks blue that fishes better than any of us put together. Okay,
Right.
um, but he said that it lent more to that or a sandhill crane than even um to an owl, because of the size of the wingspan. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, though, I was like, I kind of agree, but you're talking about something that took place at night. When's the last time you seen a great blue heron or a sandhill crane doing something at night?
Never.
So
You might see him
if
at dusk.
yeah, at
You might
dusk,
see him at
but
dusk.
they're fishing at that point. And
Yeah.
sandhill cranes, they've already ate and they're bedding down at dusk. They're going to
Yep.
roost at dusk. Blue
Yep.
herons, they might go a little bit after, but they're going to roost not soon after dark, or
Yeah, they're
dusk,
gonna
I
go
should
find
say.
their spot. They don't fly all night long or during the night.
So, and this leads me to the bit that I was talking about before with you. It lends more toward uh that owl, because, like I said, if you kill what they're considering a giant owl now, if you talk about a giant owl, that's a big owl. If somebody's going to actually call it a oh, it's
Mhm.
5 foot across. If you're going to
Mhm.
say giant, it's going to be a little bit more than that, because I have seen, and my daughter's listening, and my daughter's listening. This is the first time she's ever going to hear this story. Edgefield, South Carolina. I am traveling with people of my platoon, and we are going back to our hotel from a area that we were doing fielding of new equipment at. And as we're going along one of the county roads, it's like going through Sleepy Hollow. I mean, we're talking about uh, trees and making a canopy. You're like you're going through a forest cave. It literally is one of those that you're like, this is creepy the minute you're driving through it. And I'm doing 60 miles an hour. Okay.
Mhm.
And as we're going along, and I've got my bright lights on, I'm leading the way because we're going back to the hotel, and I know where it's at. None of the other guys do. And I'm platoon sergeant, by God, I'm in charge. Let's go. And here we go. As we're rolling, I see this thing come across the left side of the driver's side of the minivan that we were driving, and shoosh across like so. And it looked big. I thought, you know, a banshee had come flying by or some crap. That's how big this thing looked at the time.
Mhm.
And it it went up in front. And I was like, okay, it's out. It went back into the woods. Whatever. Lord knows it did not, because I'm not 20 seconds later, I see kind of fluttering up ahead of me. Like, okay, he might. So let off the gas. I'm doing 60 miles an hour. I just let off the gas because it looked like it was good ways up. Yeah, I could not see this thing because of the darkness of it, and it was a great horned
Mhm.
owl. It was a screech owl, and he turned and looked. And when he turned and looked, I'm doing 55, 60 miles an hour, and I'm 20 feet from him before I saw his eyes. Needless to
Mm,
say, anybody that's driven these things knows you ain't gonna stop. It's just not gonna happen.
hmm.
And it didn't. I did not stop. Did I stop and go check on the owl? No, because I'm not stupid enough to go out there and mess with an animal that's hurt, first of all.
Yeah. Second of all, that thing's too big to be messing
Yeah.
with, even if
It
it's
was
hurt.
it was a good sized owl. Like I
Yeah.
said, it was a big owl. So I hit it. There's no doubt in my mind I hit it. We get up to the there's nothing on the van though. The minivan's fine. There's no feathers, no nothing on it. We get up there and the van behind me says, I don't know what you hit, but feathers went everywhere. But like I said, I thought it was a much bigger thing or entity, whatever you want to call it, a much bigger animal than what it actually was.
Okay.
And when I
It was
saw it,
big, but it wasn't.
it wasn't big. You know what I mean? So I know that their
Hmm.
wingspans, especially if you're in the dark and they fly past you, you think this thing's monstrous. And I don't mean just a little bit monstrous. And he probably was small compared to the one they killed. So it can be a case of mistaken identity, and that's what I personally believe the Mothman was always about. Because once that owl got killed, you get your onesie and twos, but nobody ever really came forward again, other than with photos like the one at 9/11, or there's another one with another one flying, and it looks like a. If anybody's ever seen the owl photo with it where it's carrying a cat, because they will get your cats, so y'all need to be careful of those.
Hmm.
Carrying a cat got caught by a night vision or a trail cam after it got the cat, and you can see the cat sitting there like, I'm gonna get this thing, but if he doesn't let me go, but he's got him, and there ain't a whole lot he's gonna be able to do. But it's owls are not to be messed with. They really aren't, and they will make you hurt yourself too.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah, when I start hearing owls at night out where I live, I mean, we live in farmland, and when I
yeah,
start hearing owls, I'm like, well, there's a couple things that could be happening out here. For number one, they're reaching out looking for food.
yep,
Number two, they just plowed the fields. So
yeah,
they're picking up those field mice, they're
yep.
just easy picking out
They're
there
getting
running around. So they're looking for
exactly.
those.
But this
And
thing
the
was
other
in the
thing is,
middle of the road.
yeah, yeah. And then the other, possibility in my area is that somebody's dropped off some kittens or some puppies or something.
Yeah,
Um,
and they'll
that's
make
that's
quick
when
work of those.
yes, absolutely. They'll be super quick on those and pick them up. So, I mean, we have to be very careful in this area about small animals. I have two
Yeah,
small dogs. So, yeah. So going out after nighttime because my two dogs are just uncooperative, and so
yeah,
they go two separate ways, so you can't follow both of them, that'd be easier. No, they got to make it hard. So
yeah,
I'm running around the yard trying to pick them up.
exactly.
It's like, hey, come here.
Yep.
Because we have coyotes and everything else around here. So um but I'm thinking you're right on that. Is I think it may have been um maybe a huge owl. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe it was at the
Yep.
wrong place at the wrong time, and people are blaming it for what had happened
Yep.
that year.
Yeah, and Aggie Joy, she here on the show that one. She did the same, said the same thing. Silver Ridge collapsed at the same time frame. They say that it was seen. Now, was there any
Right.
ever any pictures or anything? But nobody. You only had a couple of people say that they saw it. So
Yeah,
it
but of
wasn't
course,
like
are
the
you
ones in
looking at the bridge or are
'66.
you looking at this flying thing?
Exactly. So
I mean, the
and
bridge is collapsing. What are you looking at?
and there's a lot of people who say what represented it as a Mothman, as they called it, was actually part of the bridge that had kind of started flapping. A piece of the sheet metal that had started flapping when it was collapsing.
Yeah. I
So,
know I know that I lived in Florida for a few years, and
mhm,
um a lot of going from one place to another, like I was going from oh boy, I think it was Clearwater to St. Pete. There is a
yeah,
long, long bridge,
yep,
and you just got water on both sides. That's all you got.
oh
There's
yeah,
no land. Um, anyway, so we're driving that night, and I had my two older brothers, and we're all driving down to St. Petersburg. And we did see something huge come up over and
mhm,
fly over us. And we're like, what is that?
yeah,
Because we couldn't explain. because of the size of it, what it was, but we couldn't see it. It was just like a, you know, of course you're
Yeah.
getting out there over water. You're not seeing much. You know,
Yeah.
they've got lights out there every so often, but you didn't see it. There was
No.
nothing shining on this thing flying. I didn't know what it was, and I'm like, it's over
Yeah.
the ocean. What's flying?
Yeah, exactly. And unless you got close enough to actually lay eyes on it to actually identify it, it's just going to be a mystery. There's nothing else you could say about it, honestly.
Yeah,
Because
I don't know. It's
the
it's very strange to me.
well, yeah, I mean, we all know our friend Jason. He has his views of the pterosaurs and such, and I know a lot of people that do. They really believe in them, and I'm not saying I believe or don't believe. I'm saying I believe what he believes. He believes, so I could trust that.
Yeah,
That's
well,
just
yeah, because for me, it's Jason McLean, and if
yeah,
he says that
yep,
he saw it. You know,
exactly.
he's not one that's going to lie to me. You know,
No,
he's just not that
nope,
person. He's very credible. And if he says he saw one of those, I 100% believe him.
exactly. I do
Um,
too. So
and 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 we all know that when things are flying, usually,
hmm
uh, unless you're already filming, you're not going to catch that. I mean,
no,
you just
nope, you are not at all. I mean, you got to know exactly where it's going to be, when you're going to do it, and you have to have everything set perfectly. Which, if you do that, that immediately makes me think you staged it.
right, right,
It has to be pure D luck. It has to be pure D luck. So,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I
well, we're
mean,
at that
there's
time.
just a Yeah, I know, but there's just a lot more pictures we didn't get to, of course. Well,
Oh
we'll
yeah,
just have to wait till next week to talk about those. But next
and next week
weekend, I it's going to
you
be a
ain't gonna be there.
pre-record
Yes, it is.
unless Randy finds somebody else to do this show with him, but I doubt it because most of us are going to be out of
Nobody
town.
likes me.
We're just going to be out of town. See, you should have just hike a ride with us and go out of town too.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And here we
For-
go. Texas already ready to go, so we're gonna yeah. Y'all got Infamous Minds coming up next, guys. So
Oh, he
get
can
ready
wait a
for it.
minute. He
You
can
think he
wait a
wait a minute?
minute.
Well,
Dang
you
it.
tell
He
him
can
that.
wait.
Hang on. You
I
tell
am.
him
I
that.
telling him. I tell him. Wait a minute. Or
I'm officially volunteering Danielle to co-host with you next week, Randy.
Co-host what?
You can co-host. She can co-host your show, and you can come over and co-host Infamous Minds with her.
oh, there
With
you go.
her?
Give you
Yeah,
a
with
whole
her, I'm going to be in San
evening.
Antonio.
I got no
I
problem
told
doing
you.
that with her. Tell her she
There you
get.
go.
You listen to me. I'm talking to you. Don't
I
tell her I
haven't
said
listened
that.
to
She's
you in
liable to hit
30
back.
years. I haven't listened to you in 30 years. What do you think I'm going to start now?
Well, yeah, that's true. I expect that. But what y'all
Yeah,
got
I
on
just wanted
on
to.
tap? Sorry,
Go ahead.
I was just asking what he's got on tap for tonight on this one.
Oh yeah.
We're going to be talking about Albert Fish.
Albert Fish, cool. That's a great subject there.
Yeah,
And
Brooklyn Vampire,
Yeah,
also known
oh,
as
that's gonna be good.
the Wisteria Werewolf of Wisteria,
yep,
aka Albert Fish.
exactly. Cool.
I did a
The
solo about him. I did a solo, and that's the only thing we've done. Me and her haven't talked about him yet, so it's going to
Cool.
be really cool to get her
Yeah,
input on it.
well, that's really odd. The how one name would be vampire and the other one would be werewolf. That's very
Hmm.
strange.
Yeah, that's what the media dubbed him. I mean, he. The thing about it is, his crimes took place in the around the Great Depression.
yeah,
So
Right.
um, there's no real numbers, no solid numbers on what he did. You just have to kind of go by what he admitted to and all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
So
exactly.
we're talking um, possibly over 200 um, essays on children and abductions and tortures.
Exactly.
Um,
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
and, probably a dozen murders. And
at least.
he was also a cannibal.
Yeah,
So
they'll never know how many,
Wow.
really.
no, they never
No.
will.
Nope. So, all right. So you guys make sure you
Wow.
get back over there and check Texas Front Porch here in about 4.5 minutes. All right. Till
Yep,
then,
Infamous Minds. I'll say it's correctly. Infamous Minds starts at 6 p.m. Central. There you go, Randy. There's a slap for you.
Thank you, Brandi.
we will see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye. See everybody next week.